Discover more stories, share more fun, and make more memories. This summer, bring your family to experience so much more at Biltmore.
A Clayton County woman claims police roughed her up so much during an arrest that it caused her to miscarry. Officers raided Shelley Johananan's Jonesboro home 3 weeks ago because they say she had more dogs than a county ordinance allows. New at 5, Channel 2's Richard Elliott is live in Clayton County where he talked to the woman today. Richard?
Jovita, Clayton County Police told me they could not comment directly about this case because it is now under investigation, and they tell me that investigation now being handled by Internal Affairs.
Please don't let me do this. I'm pregnant.
Shelley Johannanan describes what she says was an arrest so rough it caused her to miscarry 2 months into her pregnancy. You can still see the boot marks on the front door and the busted door jamb from when Clayton County Police raided her home March 2nd. She claims the arresting officers didn't seem to care she was pregnant.
I replied, I'm pregnant. Please, I'm pregnant. And he said, well, you should have thought about that before, while the force was still being applied to my butt. And I thought that, I was going to be suffocated to death.
That's when Johannanan says she started bleeding heavily and miscarried the child. Clayton County Police do confirm they raided her house because of allegations she had too many dogs in unsanitary conditions in her backyard and had intentionally avoided animal control officers for a year. Her attorney disputes that and believes the arrest was far too violent for the circumstances.
Well, I think it's clear that Clayton County law enforcement overreacted in a very extreme way.
This is Johannanan's mugshot taken a few hours after the raid. She believes the rough arrest led directly to the death of her unborn child.
These are the people that are supposed to protect us that did what they did to me, and now my child will never have a chance of life. So it's very, 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 very upsetting.
Now, Johannanan also filed a complaint against the Clayton County Sheriff's Office. Like the Clayton County Police Office, sheriff's deputies say they cannot comment because it's under investigation. Her attorneys tell me that legal action is a definite possibility. We are live in Clayton County. Richard Elliott, Channel 2 Action News.
A smashing.
Let me put my experience to work for you. We're hard-working lawyers dedicated to protecting your rights. Call us to be your lawyers in your time of need. Call 678-LAW-FIRM.
Attorneys say police officers and sheriff's deputies acted with brutality, causing her to miscarry.
The alleged incident happened at the woman's home at the beginning of the month. Police saying they went to her house to issue animal control citations. Fox 5's Julia Harding is here now with more on the story. Julia.
Well, Amanda and Russ, the woman admits there were 4 dogs and a half a dozen puppies in her backyard at the beginning of this month, but she says there was no reason for officers to kick down her door and hold her to the ground at gunpoint.
The boots prints are still there, as you can see.
Shelley Johannanan shows me where she says Clayton County law enforcement entered her home on March 2nd to issue animal control citations. According to a police report, they've been trying to issue citations for a year without success.
This is where the door was kicked in?
Yes, this is where I was kicked in, yes. It's all broken up from her.
She says while she was in bed, her son told her the house was surrounded by officers. She never opened the door and instead says she called 911 because she claims she was scared. The incident report indicates officers got a warrant to come inside.
I didn't know what to do because it wasn't 1 or 2 police officers.
Johannanan tells me when she heard them coming upstairs for her, she ran outside on her balcony.
When I ran outside, I saw approximately 20 to 25 men, all dressed in black, and they all pointing their guns at me. I said, please do not shoot.
She says that's when officers ordered her to the ground, and she believes that caused her to miscarry.
And I said, please don't let me do this, I'm pregnant. The first thing was the gun, pointed to my head, and then get down on the floor, and then he took his boot and squeezed down on my head while I was on the ground, and then my hands were taken and put back behind me to handcuff me, and then he he put his knees in my back and was squeezing me.
The Clayton County Police Department and the Sheriff's Department acknowledge they've received this formal complaint. Both agencies tell me they're doing an internal investigation, so can't comment on the case.
It's clear that Clayton County law enforcement overreacted, and that unfortunately this overreaction caused an unfortunate loss of life.
The attorney on the case says they're prepared to file suit against the officers involved as well as the agencies. Now, the attorney tells me he's never heard of this kind of situation over a dog issue, and he says he does expect there will be that lawsuit.
Did the woman go to the hospitals immediately?
Yeah, she says she did go to the hospital, and the police report right here says she went to the hospital due to pre-existing stomach pains because she was pregnant, but she says those pains didn't start until cops got there.
All right. Julia, thank you.
Sure.
This is CBS Atlanta News at 6. We ask the tough questions.
Good evening. Serious accusations tonight against Clayton County officers after they arrest a woman for avoiding a year's worth of citations. Now, this woman's family claims that police roughed her up, all because she had too many dogs in her backyard. CBS Atlanta's Rebecca Schramm has the story you'll see only here.
Stephanie, the woman is in jail right now here in Clayton County. I spoke exclusively with her family. They say she's been bleeding ever since her arrest, and they fear she may have lost her unborn child.
Mohabari Jahin says it all happened very quickly.
And then I saw a whole like 12 or 13 police cars driving in and came in here, and I got scared and I went upstairs with my mom.
He grabbed his video recorder. He says his mom, Shalil, wasn't dressed, so he made an audio recording of her calling 911. Here's part of the 8 minutes he recorded.
My house is being surrounded by so many police cars. I am sick. I am pregnant. My doctor tells me I cannot be stressed out because I can die. Send somebody here that I can trust.
A few minutes later, when his camera wasn't rolling,
They kicked the door down and ran upstairs and had the guns to our heads and tell us to get on the ground. And they pushed her down to the ground and had their knee on her back, and she was screaming. And they pushed her down further. She was screaming, and then they handcuffed her and handcuffed me and brought me downstairs.
did they realize she was pregnant?
Yes, she told them more than once. She told me.
It all started over allegations that there were too many dogs at the Staten Street home. Clayton County Police tell us they had been trying to serve animal control-related citations on Ms. Jahin for the last year, but that she avoided them each time. So they got an arrest warrant, and authorities served it yesterday. Today, Clayton County Police seized 4 adult dogs and 8 puppies. We've learned Jahin has a nonprofit children's organization. Here she is posing with a sheriff's deputy at a recent event. Now she's in jail, and her family worries she's lost the baby she's been carrying for 2 months.
Very scared. Because the last thing I wanted, anything like that to happen.
We have a lot of tough questions about this case. We're trying to figure out, were these sheriff's deputies who served the warrant, or were they police officers who knocked down her door? Sheriff's deputies were the one, we know this, sheriff's deputies were the ones who served the actual arrest warrant, but there were police officers on scene. Police spokesman and a sheriff's department spokesperson is looking into this for us, trying to find out who it was that put a gun to this woman's head. We'll stay on top of this one. We're live at the Clayton County Jail. Rebecca Schramm, CBS Atlanta News.